Today, we are diving into the future of the warehouse. And let me tell you, it's coming at us way faster than you think. By 2026, there are a handful of inventory trends that are going to separate the companies that lead from the ones that get left behind. So let's jump right in. You've probably felt it, right? That nagging feeling that you have way too much of one thing, or even worse, not nearly enough of another. Here's the thing. Great companies don't guess, they manage. But in a world where customers want things yesterday, the old ways of doing things, well, they just don't cut it anymore. So how do we finally stop playing the guessing game? Okay, so let's make sure we're all on the same page. At its heart, inventory management is really just the science of having the right stuff in the right place at the right time. Think of it like this incredible tightrope walk between keeping customers happy and keeping costs down. You get it right, your business just flies. But if you get it wrong, you're looking at wasted money and a whole lot of missed chances. And inventory isn't just the box on the shelf. It's a whole ecosystem. It starts with your raw materials, your basic building blocks. That stuff becomes work in progress, or WIP, as you start to build with it. And then you have your finished goods, all ready to ship out. But the glue holding it all together? That's your MRO, the tools, the packaging, the stuff that keeps the lights on. You've got to manage all four to really win. So what's really changing? Well, the first huge shift is happening right in the control room. We're calling it the data revolution, and you can think of it as the new brains of the entire operation. It's designed to completely replace guesswork with, well, certainty. And this is the core idea right here. It's all about moving away from relying on gut feelings and messy spreadsheets and moving towards systems that can actually analyze, predict, and pretty much guarantee you have what you need when you need it. It's a huge shift from just reacting to what happened last year to accurately predicting what's going to happen next. The engine making all of this possible is artificial intelligence and machine learning. And what's so amazing is that this isn't science fiction anymore. It's incredibly practical. We're way past just crunching numbers. AI can now literally look at photos to spot defective products or analyze video feeds to make the warehouse flow better. It puts reordering on autopilot and turns a giant sea of data into crystal clear actions. A perfect example of this in action is something called predictive picking. It sounds fancy, but the logic is actually super simple. You see that candy sales spike every October. You use your human brain, right? That's Halloween. So the next year, you stock up ahead of time. By doing this over and over, you're actually building a powerful data model that eventually learns to make these predictions all by itself. So if data is the brains of the operation, what's the muscle? Well, that would be the automation revolution. This is all about the real physical changes happening on the warehouse floor, the hardware that's making everything move faster and with more precision than ever before. And here is the really crucial part. Automation is not about replacing people, it's about amplifying what they can do. It lets your team handle way more volume, seriously cranks up the speed, and slashes all those costly little errors that slow everything down. The main players on the field here are robots. You've got your AGVs, or automated guided vehicles. Think of them like trains on a fixed track. They just go from point A to point B. But the real game changer is the AMR, or automated mobile robot. These are the smart ones. They use sensors and maps to navigate freely, they can adapt to changes on the fly, and they can work safely right alongside your human staff. They're true collaborators. And this just nails a vital takeaway. Automation is not about replacing people, it's about unleashing them. When you hand off all the repetitive, backbreaking tasks to robots, you free up your team to do what humans do best. Think strategically, solve complex problems, and find new ways to actually grow the business. All right, on to our third and final transformation, the customer revolution. So if data is the brains and automation is the muscle, then the customer is the heart. Everything today is being driven by their expectations, their values, and their ever-changing demands. This whole shift really boils down to being three things. You've got to be responsive, which means knowing what a customer wants even before they do. You've got to be responsible, which means your values, like sustainability, line up with theirs. And you have to be ready, meaning you have what they need exactly when they need it every single time. Honestly, this is the new standard. So how do you get that deep understanding of your customer? You build a complete picture using all kinds of data. You're combining demographics, who they are, with behavioral data, what they actually buy. Then you layer on context, how and when they're buying. All of these pieces together let you anticipate their next move and deliver that totally seamless experience they now expect.
And being responsible is no longer just a nice to have. It's flat out smart business. Sustainability has a direct impact on your bottom line. It lowers waste because you only buy what you actually need. It builds a tougher, more resilient supply chain. And so importantly, it meets a huge customer demand for businesses that actually care about their impact on the planet.
Okay, phew. We've covered the three big revolutions: data, automation, and the customer. But knowing about them isn't the same as doing something about them. So how do you actually move forward? It all starts by asking three really critical questions. First up, what's the return on your investment? I mean, a whole fleet of new robots sounds amazing, but you have to seriously weigh the costs against the benefits, and then weigh all of that against your other priorities. Every dollar you spend has to make the biggest possible impact. Second, you have to ask, does this actually fit our strategy? A new trend is only valuable if it gets you closer to where you want to be in 1 year, 5 years, and even further down the road. This has to be a strategic decision, not just you chasing after the latest shiny object. And finally, and honestly, this might be the most important question of all: who owns this? New technology doesn't just implement itself. You absolutely need a champion, a dedicated leader who can take ownership, drive it forward, and define what success looks like. Without that leadership, even the best idea is probably going to fizzle out. So that leaves us with one final thought. You've got the data revolution, the brains; the automation revolution, the muscle; and the customer revolution, the heart. Each one is a powerful path forward. The only real question left is, which one are you going to lead first?